Now, as the Naira gains strength against the US dollar, a surge in ports trade has been anticipated. Outgoing Controller Mohammed Yusuf emphasized the potential during the handover to incoming Controller Michael Awe at the Murtala Mohammed Airport Command. TVC News senior correspondent Ifunaya Eze reports.
Handing over the baton of leadership to the new controller, the outgoing Controller Mohammed Yusuf emphasized that the Naira's appreciation would further increase port trading activities and boost government revenue. Despite exceeding the first quarter revenue target, he believes there's potential for more with increased trade volume.
Now that there's stability in the forex, we're hoping that at least trade will increase, revenues will continue to increase. And I pray that, yes, please, whatever it is, try to maintain the peace, because an environment that there is no peace, there can't be any progress.
We must understand.
Incoming Controller Michael Awe says he is committed to fostering trade through effective strategies.
I will build on existing structure, and by the grace of God, I wish to surpass it.
Amen.
We must understand one thing: nitty-gritty of the job. We need to understand the job very, very well.
Port traders acknowledge the government's efforts in strengthening the Naira, but remain cautious about its sustainability.
I want to commend the federal government for the Naira appreciation. And as it affects the port trade, people are still apprehensive. You know, there's been doubts here from almost every quarter, you know. People are still trying to see whether the Naira will stabilize the way it's going. So people are still apprehensive about that, and you will understand that a lot of people have gone to buy goods, you know, and those goods, most of them are not yet cleared, and that's the reason, I believe that's the reason why the prices are not yet coming down as it's supposed to be.
People are watching, they want to really see how sustainable the Naira gains will be, because if they decide to rush into bringing or going for importation now, based on that fact, the person may hit the rock, because you cannot, really say what happens the next day.
The consensus is that a stronger Naira will boost cargo throughput at Nigeria's ports. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
Meanwhile, the federal government has restated its commitment to export promotion to escape from all dependent past and embrace a more diversified trade landscape. Well, this assurance was given at the opening of the Southwest Nigerian Export Hub branch in Lagos. Abimbola Akintaju was at the event and brought back this report.
President Bola Tinubu has set an ambitious target of growing the economy to $1 trillion by 2026, and one of the ways this can be achieved is by expanding the country's export base. Nigerian Export Trade House China Far East region, through the Nigerian Export Promotion Council's non-oil export expansion facility program, is one among several initiatives of the present administration aimed at achieving the set target.
If you're aware, yesterday the president inaugurated the committee on implementation of the single window, which is a huge thing. All these cargo congestion ports and stuff are going to be sorted with that single window implementation. And apart from that, I'm sure you're aware of the conditional cash transfer program that Ministry of Trade is about to embark on, where it gives grants to businesses to promote their productivity and increase their exports.
We're not just going to continue as we have been doing before. If we want to grow this economy to $1 trillion economy, like I said when I spoke, I said we have to think differently. Now, in this respect, thinking differently is trying to get our export products up a notch all the time on the global value chain.
This event serves as the official inauguration of the Southwest region of the Nigerian Export Hub, an electronic and digital platform that connects exporters and importers.
Next Up is basically a platform that encourages or creates avenue for the buyers and sellers to meet for the purpose of export. But it's far more than that. With Next Up, what we do is to practically handhold any exporter. Whether you have exported before, you had challenges, you have never exported, just have the interests?
Going to be having majority of the importers at the moment becoming exporters. What you'll be seeing is we having someone you have heard them talk. You have the president of the Aspanda market, you have the president of the Computer Village market, you have the president of Alaba International market. They are telling you all that they've known over the years for the past 25 to 30 years is import. And our duty now is to teach them how to export and export and export.
Nigerian Export Hub, a domestic trade window, is expected to help minimize trade deficit gap and help individuals meet for the purpose of international trade.
The reason why we are here today.
Stock markets closed trade with slight price improvements in many sectors. If you get up has more.
The stock market raised its performances across sectors as renewed interest embraced the markets. The trade index grew marginally at 0.10%, especially after mid-trading activities. Banking stocks moved trades and their prices were raised in upward direction. Fidelity Bank earned the biggest gain, which almost hit 10%, on the back of support for its shares by investors. First Bank Holding and Access Holding also took good positions on the activity charts. Livestock feeds lost maximum 10% in price value due to sales pressure on the stock. Other value losers included NGX Group, GT Holdings, Oando, and UBA. More than 300 million units of shares were crossed in market sectors with the value of 5.8 billion naira. And outside Nigeria, many African exchanges closed in mixed territories. The Kenyan market closed in red. Investors moved funds out of the market as they hunted cash to hold. The South African exchange in Johannesburg ended business positively following investors' desire to expand holdings. Company bonds were in chase by so many fund managers. Finally, the stock market in Accra, Ghana closed in green. The market was boosted by influences from the banking subsector. Effiong Ekop, TVC News, Lagos.
And wrapping up business news, crude oil prices extended losses today as worries about global demand due to weak economic momentum in China and a likely rise in U.S. commercial stockpiles outweighed supply fears from heightened tensions in the Middle East. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude fell to sell $84.96 with a decline of 0.47%. Brent also experienced a downward price margin of 0.42% to sell at $89.64 per barrel. Bonny Light recorded an uptick of 0.7% to sell at $91.93. And for the OPEC basket, dealers are offering $89.57 with a downward price review of 1.32%.